Does Congress, the Federal Reserve, and the Treasury have any bullets left to combat it?
That's the question. Republican Congressman Michele Bachmann joins us now. Congresswoman, great to see you. Thanks for coming in again. Appreciate it. Do you think that if the situation does continue to deteriorate, at least among financials, does the American public have the patience for yet another bailout plan?
You know, Dave and Liz, thanks for having me on. I don't think that they do. I have been all across my district here in Minnesota. People are peeved at this point because they're very smart, and they recognize it isn't just this $700 billion bailout. All total, it's potentially $2.25 trillion. And if Speaker Pelosi gets her way, it'll be an additional $300 billion come end of November. People have had it up to here with bailouts because they're smart. They know they have to pay for it.
Now, Congresswoman, I've always respected you. You're a straight shooter. You're also, I think, a federal, you were a tax attorney, right? So you know the nuts and bolts of this. What specifically has voters extremely worried about the bailout packages?
What has them worried is they know that they're going to pay the bill, and they know that it's coming. People recognize with this subprime mortgage meltdown that there was going to be a bubble that burst and that prices would go down, and we had maybe a $300 billion problem nationally, but that has now escalated, and unfortunately, it's fear that we're trading in right now. And when I've been across the districts, businesses actually are in pretty good shape wherever I'm going. Even realtors are telling me that their volume is up, although the amount of sale is lower. What I'm telling people is stay in the economy. Just don't spend more than what you make, but stay in the economy. Keep buying, keep doing what you do. Don't just pull back in fear, because fear is the worst thing that we have right now in the economy. We need to keep mixing it up, and don't look to Washington for any more bailouts. That's only going to bring more trouble down the road.
Well, Congresswoman, we have already given the Treasury Secretary such enormous power to do practically whatever he wants to do. Can the American public do anything to slow down the pace of this money exchange between Washington and the banks?
They can let their legislative representatives know that they don't want to have Washington do anymore. They've already caused enough trouble. And after all, this all began with the Treasury Secretary and the Federal Reserve Chair invoking Section 13.3 of the Federal Reserve Act, which in itself is broad, enormous problems. And if there's powers, and if there's anything that we've learned in Congress, it's that we should visit Section 13.3 and get a hold on that, because after all, I don't think it's fair to allow the Treasury Secretary and the Federal Reserve Chair to essentially become Congress.
Basically, you're talking about the section that allows them to act under extreme and exigent circumstances. You voted against this bill. We would love to have you back soon, Congresswoman. Your insights are invaluable. Thank you.
Michele Bachmann, thank you so much for coming in.
He's delighted. Thank you.